And I will turn it over to Mrs. Ware. Welcome, everybody.
I might need your
Yes, tell me what I
help.
can do.
Nothing right now, but when I get to the other thing, okay. All right, thank you. Oh, look at this service. All right, hi guys. I'm gonna pull something up quick. Okay, so here's where we are. We are finishing up our time together. Um, and wow, like what a year it's been. For real. I'm gonna share my screen. It has been a year, right, you guys? So I'm gonna do a little, the first part of this time is going to be a little quiz. Oh, yeah, I give quizzes. Did you know that? All right. The second part of this time is going to be, we're just going to share out. Not everyone's going to get a chance to share. So keep thinking about this while we're doing our little quiz. Some challenges that you guys have had. Boy, there's been quite a few, right? And then we're going to create a poster. I'm going to give you guys some sticky notes of some things you want to celebrate from this year. Like maybe it's like, I finally learned how to do cursive, write in cursive, right?
You learn multiplication and division.
Multiplication, right? And it's gonna be like these amazing celebrations. And for you guys at home, you just tell us and we'll write it on stickies. I think we can manage that. So put some of those things in your mind. Okay, don't share them with anybody right now. And then if you looked in the hallway, there is a kindergarten celebration poster.
I saw that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put yours up there as well. I love the one kindergartner said, I learned that, I forgot the numbers were, but something like 5 plus 2. Oh, there was that, but somebody said 5 plus 2 equals 4. I'm like, what? I was really cute. I know, but you know, they're still learning, but it's adorable. So, all right. So I'm gonna bring up. Hang on, guys. There's a lot of talking, and you know, I can sense excitement, right? For probably a lot of reasons. But there's a lot of us, so we're gonna have to make sure. Yeah. So good point. Who said that? Who's me? Somebody says me, and I still can't see. Finn. Yes, it doesn't have to be school related, and you can have more than one sticky. It's as much time as we have. So we're gonna get to that in a minute. But I want to bring up. Okay. Hang on, maybe not that. I want to do something else. Sorry. Okay. All right. So, I want you guys to look at this picture right here. Do you see that? Okay. That's Joseph. He's in the orange shirt. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to give you some possible responses. Okay, so at home, you guys, if you think it's the right answer, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, we'll keep it simple. This is for your final grade. No, I'm kidding. You don't get a grade. Okay. What feelings do you think he's feeling? Now I'm going to give you, it's multiple choice. If you think when I say the answer, that's the answer, put your hand on your head, okay? There could be more than one answer, okay? Sad. You guys can do the same. Put your hand on your head if you think. Lonely. Surprised? Left out. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Okay, you got one right. Okay. Well, I only asked one question. No, you got one question right. You got it. You got the answers right. Okay. Listen, follow along with me, would you? Okay. check off. Okay. What word best completes the sentence? This boy, Ching, is feeling blank for Joseph. Is it, okay, so you see him in the background?
Yeah.
He's feeling anger. He's feeling respect. He's feeling jealousy. He's feeling empathy. Oh, yay, ding, ding, ding. Okay. So, what skills can Chang use to make a conversation with Joseph? Okay, so he's seeing this happening. Put your hand on your head if you agree with any of these. Should he be assertive? Remember, he wants to start a conversation. Be assertive. Should he use self-talk? Should he listen? Should he focus his attention on him? There could be more than one answer. So when you want to have a conversation with somebody, should you be assertive? Yeah. Self-talk? You might need it to like get him like, you know, because sometimes it's hard to start a conversation. Should he listen to him? Yeah, totally, because that shows somebody that you care. And should he focus his attention on him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. When we're helping somebody, we always focus on them, right? That was a hard one. Okay. Let's go to okay, our calming down steps. Dun, dun, dun. What are the first two calming down steps? Okay, I'm just going to read them. Put your hand on your head, or give me a 1 if you think that's the first one, 2 if that's the second one. Say the problem. Okay, I'm going to ask the question one more time. We're talking about our calming down steps. We're having a really strong feeling. Okay? With the first 2 steps. Okay, if I say a step and you think that's the first step, give me a 1. If you think that's the second step, give me a 2. Okay, put your hands down. Say the problem.
Guys, that's problem solving step.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Thank
It
you.
literally says it.
Thank you.
Looking up there.
I'm going to ask the question. Listen very carefully. Calming down steps. We have 3 calming down steps. Okay? Put up a 1 if you think it's the first step, 2 the second step. Say the problem. Those are our problem solving steps, friends. That is not they are not in the calming down steps at all. Put your hands down. That is not a step in our calming down steps. We are not problem solving. We're just calming down. Name your feeling. Yes, you should have 2s up right now. Thank you for those who have 2s. Be assertive. You don't have to put your hand up if you don't think that's even part of the steps. Stop, use your signal. Okay, that's 1, right? Remember, it's stop, name your feeling, and then calm down, okay? All right, good review. Okay. Okay, what is an example of positive self-talk? If you think this is, put your hand on your head. I'm never going to be able to do this. I hate math. It's going to be fine. I'm good at math. Totally. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read A, B, C, and D. Okay. Actually, I'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are how to belly breathe. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just laughed at myself. Okay. All right. I'm gonna read your options. just listen to them first. You ready? How you belly breathe. Stop. Okay. Put your hands on your belly. Breathe in and out slowly. Just listen. That's one. Number 2, push out your belly and breathe on the person next to you. Okay? Number 3, listen. Yeah, you're just listening. Breathe in and out as fast as you can. And number 4 is squeeze your belly with your hands and take a breath. Do you think it's number 1, 2, 3, or 4? Yeah, all right, good. Okay, good. All right, okay, this you can, this is a visual in the classroom. I'm going to, okay, I think we're done with these. I'm not going to do those. I'm going to read the problem-solving steps. You're going to tell me, is that step 1, 2, 3, or 4 when I read them? Explore the consequences. Okay. And the answer's right over there, you guys. Explore the consequences. Decide who's to blame.
That's not on there. That's not on there.
See, okay, that's not a step. I tricked you. Okay. Okay. Think of solutions. What step is that? That's 2. Pick the best solution. 4. Okay. Last question. I want you to finish the sentence with 2 words that I'm going to give you. The words are safe, right, easy, respectful. Solutions to a problem should be blank and blank. Safe, put your hand on your head if you think one of those answers is safe. Right, easy, respectful. So we all say respectful. Is it safe? It's safe. Right, when we come up with a solution, it needs to be safe. Like we always have to be safe, but it always has to be respectful of both sides. Okay. All right, so we have 15 minutes left. I'm just gonna call out, listen, friends, I'm gonna call out just maybe 3 or 4 at home or in class who wants to share something that was challenging for you this year. Here's the thing. Wow, we made it and we're almost done. What a year this has been, for real. And it was the fastest, slowest year ever for me. But like, how proud of you, of yourself are you, Haley, of all the things you've accomplished. But with some of those accomplishments and celebrations, which we're going to get to, came challenges, right? So we're just going to do a few because I don't have time to hear from everyone. I wish I did. What was a challenge for you, Logan?
The last month, my cat had an infection in his kidney and his bladder, so it was hard for me to go through that. And now the vet made it so he's fine again.
Yeah, so you were like probably super worried, right? And when we're worried about something, especially if it's at home, it's hard to focus on things here in school. Right? What was a challenge for you, Madison?
A challenge for me was trying to get up at school because if sometimes I sleep in and sometimes I got really grumpy in the morning.
Okay.
So I couldn't never go to school. Oh gosh.
Yeah, because that's not a good way to start your day, right? So getting up and starting your day in a positive way. Lucas, what was a challenge for you? Making friends. Yeah, that's always something that's, we leave for the summer. And I'm going to add to Lucas's making friends with like masks and stuff, right? Like this has been a challenge for all of us. And here we are doing it, right? Sunny, what's been a challenge for you? Oh, ow. What? Ow. I'm sorry. Is it better? Is it unpulled? Is it, yeah. That takes a while to heal, has to heal on its own. Nixon, what's been a challenge for you? COVID. We could sum it up in one word, right?
Yeah.
Like, whoa, you guys have lived through something that
Going down history.
it will go down in history. You'll be sitting on your rocking chair when you're 90 years old, talking to your grandchildren, great grandchildren. I remember the pandemic of 2020, 2021, because it's really spanning 2 years. And I had to wear a mask in school. And yeah, like, whoa, you guys.
And they're saying
Okay.
that if you get the
Lyric, what's been a challenge for you? So, I'm sorry, honey. Oh, losing a pet. Your aunt's pet. Oh, it's always so hard. So
my aunt
hurtful.
owns a restaurant.
Charlie, what's been a challenge for you?
Learning multiplication because I've never done it.
You learning multiplication.
I learned.
That's hard, right? And you're doing it and you're practicing, and maybe some of these challenges we haven't totally accomplished yet. But you guys have come so far, and I really can't wait to see what happens in 4th grade. Next year, I'm gonna be right across the hall from you, so I'll get to see you all the time. So we're gonna spend the last 10 minutes.
I created. Wow.
Well, it's really not special, and
Last year wasn't it like the body thing?
my handwriting is terrible.
Compared to my handwriting,
so-
that is so good. You want me to put this on?
Yeah, and then maybe friends at home you can type.
Chat?
In chat, yeah, we can fill out.
Put one up for them.
So here's, yeah, and then we have, I need to think about utensils for friends on the floor. What do you think is the best way? What do you want? So it doesn't, maybe. So guys, I have lots of sticky notes. So at home, we'll type yours in. Here's what I want you to write. Okay, Haley, are you listening? I want you to write your celebrations. Okay? The things you feel good about, like 5 plus 2 is 4. I learned that. Right now, I'm kidding. It was just so cute. I love that class. Right? Some of those kindergartners wrote, I learned how to read. You guys know how to read, but what did you learn? Maybe it was something, hang on guys, too much talking. Maybe it's something that's not in school. Maybe it's something outside the school, but we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna put all of our celebrations on here. So I'm gonna come around, I'm gonna give you a sticky, and you're gonna write it. When you're done, put it up. We're just gonna go through. You get the color you get is the color you get. We don't have enough time to divvy out colors. If you are finished and want another sticky, I'm happy to give you another. Oh, yeah. How did you do that?
Okay, remote learners, you're going to tell me, I'm going to write yours on a sticky note. So I would actually, if you want to just put it in chat, that would be best. Something that you are celebrating from the year. Charlie, Ben, what about math, Ben? What did you feel good about? Like addition, subtraction, word problems? Hold on. So 3rd grade, I need voices off. I can't hear my remote learners. You guys have nothing you have to say out loud. You're writing. So voices are off. You need a darker marker so it'll show up. Okay. So we're gonna listen to the remote learner. So you feel like you improved?
Problems word problems, multiplication, and division.
Okay. I got some, thank you. Okay, Leo, what did you want to add to our chart?
I learned multiplication.
Multiplication, okay. Sure. And Haley, you want yours to be that too?
I actually want it to be, I learned division.
You want it to be addition? I learned addition?
Division. Division.
Oh, division, okay.
Yeah.
So Haley, hey guys, no. Okay, how about I got Haley, Ben, Leo. Let's hear from Charlie.
I learned area.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get it a little bit quiet, more quiet in here. Hold on. Hey guys, can we take the volume down so I can hear the remote learners? Go ahead, Charlie, one more time.
I learned area and perimeter.
Yay, that makes me so happy, Charlie. Yay, because you're gonna need it for your zoo today. I learned area and perimeter. Boy, Charlie, your fourth grade teacher will be so happy. All right, how about Gavin?
I learned more multiplication.
I can't hear you, Gavin. Can you say it again loud as you can? Guys, we want to hear what Gavin is celebrating. Go for it, Gavin.
I learned more multiplication.
I learned more multiplication. Thank you, Gavin, for sharing. If you want me to do another one for you, I can do more. You can do more than one. You can either type it or just unmute and tell me what you want to write. Anybody want to add to it?
I forgot to put my
Nobody else? You can see the chart. You guys see the chart? They're just adding more and more. So if you want to add any more, Haley, what do you? Yes.
I learned how to use Powtoon.
Oh, good one. Yeah, let's add that. I learned how to use Powtoons. It's a program we're using for their PSAs. Yeah. I'll collect them in a minute.
Okay, guys, if you're done,
Okay, thanks, guys. Mrs. Square's gonna take back over. Good job.
if you're finishing up one last one, finish it up and hang it up. I just want to end. Okay. First of all, is that what you learned about that? Okay, you're great. Come have a seat where you would share, please. Oh, I can't wait to read all these. I love the energy I feel in here. It's super positive. It's the end of the year. We still have to hang in there. I just want to end this by saying, like, how proud I feel. I don't imagine that my feel the same way. For all the things you've accomplished, through all the challenges that some of you shared and many of you didn't get to share, we have been faced with a lot of challenges this year, but here we are, just a week to go, and all the amazing things. Oh, sorry, you guys. All the amazing things that you've learned. You should all be so proud. Abby, like, have a seat. Have a seat. You should all be so proud of yourself. We've made it and you're almost fourth graders. And I will end that by saying, I can't wait to see what you do next year. I see so many students with leadership qualities in this class right here, right now. It's going to be amazing. So anyway, I'm not going anywhere. I just want to, in case I don't see you or talk to you, wish you like the best summer ever. Let's reset, reboot. Let's get rid of technology for a long, long period of time. We need to like let go of that and enjoy the outdoors and the sunshine. Yes. It's so good for you. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna hang this up in the hall and you guys can read what your classmates wrote. Thank you guys at home.
And stay here, guys. We're not done with our lesson. Thank you. All right, so kiddos, I've been talking about weather poster presentations for a long time. We are finally going to get a chance to do that. So before I do, I wanted to share a special book with you from Suriname. She brought it in, and it's called Wonders of Weather. And she was nice enough to share this with us because it went with our science unit. So we're going to look at just a couple pages. Suriname and I used the index, Mrs. Harrison, we thought you'd be proud of us, to find some of the natural disasters, the weather, severe weather types that we've been studying. So we put sticky notes on them after we found them because it's one of those books, the nonfiction book, that if I want, I'd love to read the whole thing, but it would take forever. So we're going to just read a little bit about each storm. I have an article that I found in the paper that kind of goes with EL and with our science that I wanted to share as well. And also, we'll give you maybe a couple minutes to make sure you're ready to present, and then we're going to present our posters. We might just jump right in. All right, so thunderstorms was one of our severe weather types that we researched, and this just says Earth has more thunderstorms than any other kind of storm. About 40,000 crackle and zap around the world each day. Thunderstorms cover small areas about 5 to 10 miles wide. They may or may not be part of a weather front. And I just thought of this past week we've had with lots of thunderstorms, and I know A lot of you are pet owners, and I know my dog was going crazy this past week with the thunder, did not like it at all. This is a good picture. And then here it kind of describes it. I thought this was interesting. Warm, wet air rises from the ground. And updrafts, upward flowing air. The air moves high enough to cool and form clouds, which continue to rise. And we've seen all these clouds the past few days. As high as 40,000 feet, water droplets in the clouds freeze into large ice crystals or form larger, heavier drops. These fall back through the clouds, creating powerful downdrafts. And then a storm breaks out. We have heavy rain, thunder, and lightning occur. The more powerful the downdrafts, the more violent the storm. And after about an hour, the rain tapers off and the storm disappears to leave lots of pretty green grass, and hopefully flowers will be growing. Okay, the next one we found was tornadoes. I know some of you researched tornadoes. Whether you call them tornadoes, twisters, or whirlwinds, they pack the strongest winds on Earth. With winds that can whirl faster than 300 miles per hour, a tornado can flatten buildings, an entire town, even in seconds. The US has some 1,000 tornadoes each year. They can happen at any time of the year, but most occur in April, May, the month we're in right now, and June in Tornado Alley, the central and southern parts of the Great Plains. And you can see on this map the states that are in blue, and then they have this little brown area. Those are the states that are mostly affected by tornadoes. More tornadoes rip through Tornado Alley than any place else in the whole world, right here. Tornadoes often form when a thunderstorm's powerful warm, wet updrafts come close to an unusually strong central downdraft. If at the same time the wind hitting the top of the storm cloud is blowing in a different direction from the wind below, the storm system starts to rotate. It turns slowly at first and faster as the warm and cold air currents interact. And that's when it starts looking like this, right? Like a funnel. And that's an amazing picture of a tornado. Yeah. Now, tornadoes last less than 15 minutes. That's a lot of damage in a short time. All right, the next storm we've talked about is hurricanes. Hurricanes are huge storms born over tropical waters. Meteorologists call them tropical cyclones. They are usually called hurricanes in the Atlantic Ocean, and in the Pacific, bordering North America, typhoons in the North Asian Pacific, and cyclones in the Indian Ocean and Southern Pacific. So depending on where they form, they have a different name, but cyclones, typhoons, and hurricanes are really the same thing except for where they are located. These giant storms claim more human lives each year than any other kind of weather. Thunderstorms often develop over tropical oceans. When conditions are right, several storms cluster, forming the vast spiral that we see in satellite photos. If that spiral's winds reach a speed of 74 miles per hour or above, it officially becomes a hurricane. And for a hurricane to form, 4 conditions must exist. The ocean water has to be at least 80 degrees, so you know it's going to be during the summer months, right, when it's really warm. Unstable air with the right mix of high and low pressure, strong winds high in the upper atmosphere, and push smaller thunderstorms into an ever-tightening spiral until the storm twirls around a central eye, and they have winds of 74 miles per hour or faster, and cause lots of damage. Another severe weather, we talked about blizzards, and blizzards we know about because we live in Colorado. True blizzards occur less often than other types of storms, so they're not as common as the others. The National Weather Service defines a blizzard as a snowstorm with winds of at least 35 miles per hour, temperatures below 20 degrees, and visibility less than 1/4 of a mile. So just if we get a snowstorm, is that considered a blizzard? No, blizzards are more severe than a snowstorm. Snowstorms can just have nice snow falling, but to have a true blizzard, you have to have high winds, and you have to have low temperatures and poor visibility. Some people say that a real blizzard occurs only once a century. That is not true, but blizzards are rather fussy. They demand high winds, low temperatures, and cloud conditions that bring heavy snowfall. Blizzards occur most often far inland, which we are, in winter and early spring. And here's a kind of cool picture. Look, you can see how much snow they got. That's a ton of snow. Yeah. All right. Another severe weather we talked about were floods. Anytime there is a heavy rain, people in low-lying areas, especially near waterways, start watching for rising water. A flood can happen quickly and last only a few hours, or develop slowly and last for weeks. Either way, floods are blamed for more property damage worldwide than any other kind of weather-related disaster. Now, I felt like I had a flood in my driveway yesterday because I had these huge puddles, and my husband had to divert the water, the runoff, to go in the opposite direction of our house. He was doing all this work because it was going to cause damage, right? So floods can be very dangerous. This is the control tower. Look at this, of the airport at Jefferson City, Missouri. It's hidden below 5 feet of floodwater. This was in 1993, right here. That's a tower. You can see in this picture, the kids rescuing the goats and the sheep. Yeah. Okay, so droughts are also something we deal with in Colorado. A drought rhymes with out, is a dry period during which an area gets less rainfall than usual. A drought area's natural plant and animal life often suffer from the dryness and will die off if the drought continues for too long. Oh, those are drought victims there. In 1982 and 1983, rains that usually fall over Eastern Australia in winter and spring never arrived because El Nino, a warmer than usual area of water in the Pacific Ocean, changed wind patterns. Huge dust storms and wildfires damaged many areas. So there's another picture. That's the Dust Bowl of the Great Plains. Okay. So that is a great resource. Well, thanks, Sarne, for bringing that in, Wonders of Weather. And then to go with that drought, I did see this in the Canyon Courier, and I just wanted to show you, we like to connect what we're learning about in school to our real life, right, to the real world. And this says evergreen water districts increase drought penalties. So we know what a drought is, but do you know what a penalty is? What is it, Josh? It's a consequence, right? You got to pay for, you lose a point, or for a penalty you pay a fee, or there's some kind of consequence, and then it's because you've done something you shouldn't have done, right? So the area's water districts, we've been talking about water, want people to pay attention and conserve water when the area is under drought restrictions. That's just what we've been talking about in EL. We are one well. We cannot waste water, right? There's not enough. To that end, they are increasing the penalties for higher water usage when in drought levels 2 and 3, hoping that larger financial penalties will help encourage less water usage. It says we are tweaking our rate structure because there are too many people in this community, listen to this, guys, who don't pay attention to our pleas to conserve water. So you guys are our future. We heard from Mr. Justin yesterday that you're going to be in charge. You're the ones who have to educate others, just like you're going to do with your PSA. And we need to make sure people understand that it's not unlimited. There is a limited amount of water and we have to conserve it. So they are going to, if people are caught doing things they shouldn't be doing, you're going to have to pay a financial, like a ticket. You'll get a ticket. So there's certain things they don't want you to do, like water your lawn when we're in a drought, wash your car, right? Those things don't have to be done. And if we are in a drought and we need to conserve water, we should not be doing those things. And also we talked about taking shorter showers, right? So I thought this was interesting. I'm not going to read the whole thing because we have other things to do, but just to show you, this is real right here in Conifer and Evergreen. All right, so a while ago, we worked on these amazing posters, and I assigned you different teams, and you created posters that talked about what is the extreme weather, what causes it, what are the effects, and what are some ways to prevent the damage, or there's some solutions that we could put in place, some preventative measures so that you don't have as much damage. So
Can I make a suggestion that my friends who do leave about now go with their partners first?
yes,
Start going.
so what we're gonna do is I want my remote kiddos to be able to see. So I'm gonna have you stand here and present, and then we'll watch it from up there. You can see from here, and that way you guys will be able to see as well. So I'm gonna pin myself. And if you are remote, I asked you to hold on to your poster so that you will be able to share. So if you need a minute to go get that, now's a good time. And then I will make sure everybody gets a turn. So we're gonna start with Gabe. And Gabe, who is your partner? Gabe and Noah. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys the microphone. Who wants to start? Okay, hold. And let's get you guys over there a little bit.
So avalanches happen on mountains in Colorado, Washington, Montana, Utah, and Alaska. And they cause strong wind and heavy snow and also change of temperature and and rapid change. And it affects and then effects are they can block roads and destroy buildings. They can also destroy habitats too. And then solutions are always run sideways to get out of an avalanche. Way, dig an area around your face, then you'll be able to breathe properly, and then you can explain the picture because you drew it. So I made an avalanche chute, and then I put fallen logs and trees and bushes in it. And then I put an avalanche in it. And then we put snowflakes on the outside. Then I put ski tracks going around it. And there's some cliffs.
Okay.
And that's the picture.
Okay, give him a big hand. Lucas. He's in the bottom, right? Okay, here you guys go, and you want to make it, you're standing in front of it. Hold it up. Get closer there.
Thunderstorms happen every place, including Colorado. And thunderstorms can sometimes break down trees. Did you know that thunderstorms cause power outages
and some thunderstorms cause house fires. Some solutions are like, and we drew like lightning and dark clouds in the sunlight. In the sunlight right there.
Okay. Let's hear from August and Isabella. So Isabella. You want me to hold it for you?
No,
I'll hold it, not you can talk.
near blizzard can cause power outages. They can also give you frostbite. If your pipe is leaking, it may freeze your pipe because the water is a liquid. And they happen in Colorado, South Dakota, North Dakota, the Great Plains, and the Upper Midwest. Some solutions are staying indoors, get supplies, and get some logs for your fire. And how it gets caused is the snow turns to a snowstorm within howling winds and blowing. It can give you frostbite and damaging your house. Blizzards. And that's it.
Okay, give her a big hand. Thank you. Okay, Max Fox and Nixon Layer. Oh, I thought he came back. No, never mind. I thought I saw him for some reason. Josh and Henrik? Nope, he can't do it again. The other Josh. In another 20 minutes. That was the other Josh, okay. Lila and Paxton.
The cause of a heat wave are cyclones and hot air trapped over an area. They can cause heat waves. An effect is damage to ecosystems, dead crops, or it could burst a power line and power outages will happen. Location. Some well-known heat waves have been in India and Western Russia. Solutions: drink plenty of water and wear light-colored clothes and stay in the shade. Text me the same thing. The picture is from the Sam sweating because they aren't drinking any water and they're not touching the water at all. We also have a melting tidal on the beach. That is it.
Astrid and Haley. Get up there.
Hurricanes usually happen in Gulf of New Mexico. Mexico. I Hurricanes usually happen in Gulf of New Mexico, Atlantic Ocean, and Pacific Ocean. What causes a hurricane is really warm oceans, air pressure going over water rises. What some effects are is water ruins beaches by water goes over the coast, houses are damaged, heavy rains, high winds, high storm surge, and even tornadoes. What some solutions are is a special tarp, board up windows, stay away from floods, stay inside, and have a plan. And then for our photo, we did just a hurricane, and all the other ones, we tried to match the thing, or the words.
Marin. Logan and Marin. I pulled the wrong one. Thank you.
I'll read it. So when we said the location, it happens far from the equator where it is cold. When to prepare, you could board up the windows and park your car in the garage. Some of the causes is the rain gets frozen, and the effect it can cause damage to windows and cars. And then for our picture, we did an ice storm. This is the ice. The blue has the ice, and then the brown spots are maybe there's dirt spots, and then we drew a guy slipping on the ice.
Let's do Finn and Josh Carter. And both my other friends are back. Yay. There you go. Yep.
So how a dust storm happens is it happens by a thunderstorm above a big pile of sand, and then whenever the wind goes up, the sand goes up, and then it goes into the storm, and then whenever the wind moves forward real powerfully, it creates a dust storm, and that's how a dust storm is. And where it happens is Australia. And how to prepare is you could patch up windows, stay stay inside and have an emergency kit. What happens whenever you're in a dust storm? It causes damage to cars, of hotels and houses, and damage to eyesight whenever you're outside, and it also takes out your electricity. And the picture is of a road driving into a dust storm.
Abigail and I'll take it.
Okay. A drought can happen in plainland, deserts, in Colorado and Texas. And the causes is a place with no rain, no snow, and and heat and dry climates affects people will what does that say? People will get
Something crap. We'll have no water.
People will have no water for crops and the solutions, water can be used
Use. Something from dam.
Yeah.
From dam.
You can put water in a dam, and after the drought, you can go to the dam and like collect water from there. Without any water, no patient survives, and droughts are times with no water at all. Yeah.
Should I take a break and let my remotes go? Okay. Let's hear from our remote learners. So I'm gonna see Charlie. Are you ready to present? All right, we're gonna pin you, bud. Give me 1 minute to pin you. And you're unmuted, so I'm trying to think how I can make it.
Unpin yourself.
Hold on. Oh, yeah. Give me 1 minute. I want to unpin myself
Okay.
because I don't want to see me. There, now you're good.
Flash floods. Location in a river and coastal areas causes long periods of heavy rain, affects people dying, bridges and dams and properties damaged or destroyed, animals injured, trees and other plants torn out of the ground, power outages. Solutions: remove buildings from flood levels, construct buildings from flood levels, restore rivers to their natural courses, create more wetlands and floodlands, create rainwater drainage, create
Okay, show it. Can you hold it up to your camera so we can see it? Oh, wow. Oh, I love the house on stilts. Oh, the poor school bus.
Oh no.
All right, good job, Charlie. Well done. Okay, Ben, how about you, my dear? I'm gonna remove the pin from Charlie and add it to you. We're ready when you are.
Okay, so my thing was a heat wave, and the location is where it is hot, and name is heat wave, and causes and is when it gets hot, and effects is people can die, and animals, pets, and and other people too. And heat is it is hot, so hot, and as you can see, I made a little sun right there, and I tried to make a raccoon, but I failed, and I also made a person.
I can tell, looks great. So
And
what do
yeah,
you think? What do you think you could do if there's a heat wave to prevent death to your pets and to yourself?
Stay inside and get inside as cold if you need.
So there's something called air conditioning that we don't have up here in the mountains, but that's a good place to be during a heat wave, right? Stay in the air conditioning. Okay, let's give Ben a big hand. All right, Leo, are you ready? We're gonna put the pin in yours and take the pin out of Ben. We're ready when you are.
My natural disaster was a tornado. The location is Texas, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa, and Louisiana. Effects: they can destroy buildings, uproot trees, and hurl vehicles hundreds of yards. They can also drive straw into trees. Damaged paths can be damaged up to 1 mile wide to 50 miles long. Causes: the tornado causes strong winds, death, destroying of houses. Solutions: if you're in a building, go to the lowest level in the building. If you do not have a basement, go to the middle of the house. If in a car, drive to the nearest shelter. If there isn't time, park the car and keep the seatbelt on.
Very good. Can we see your poster? Wow, Leo, that's awesome. Oh, wow. Give him a big hand. Okay, Gavin, we're going to pin you and unpin Leo. We're ready when you are, my dear. You may begin. Wow. He's unmuted. He hasn't started talking yet. Give him a minute. Okay, tell us about it, bud.
My subject was hurricane.
Oh, I see.
And there's a bird's eye view of the hurricane.
I'm going to move that so you guys can see. Oh, we see it now. Okay, what else can you tell us?
Also, so this says Way to prevent a hurricane is to keep water from going up to storm clouds.
Okay, can you tell us what else you have written there, bud?
I also have up here, the eye of the hurricane is the calm part, but the eye wall is dangerous. Over here it says, hurricanes cause a lot of destruction if they move to land. A hurricane only sometimes moves to land, but if it does, evacuate.
Good advice.
When thunder strikes and it's most powerful, the cloud above the hurricane makes the high winds. You could drown in a hurricane because it starts in water.
Oh, I didn't know what. Okay, good job, Gavin. Thank you. It is hurricane season right now. Well done, well done. Haley, we're gonna pin you and unpin Mr. Gavin. We're ready when you are.
Okay, so my natural disaster is avalanches. Effects of the disaster. If there's a deep snow on a mountain and it falls and it layers up and falls down, it can kill thousands of people, and that is called an avalanche. Location. Avalanches mostly happen in France, Austria, Switzerland, and Italy. So that is where avalanches mostly happen. Ways to prevent some of these effects. Skiers can be more careful when they're skiing. And when they ski, they should ski on a shorter mountain and not big ones that would turn into an avalanche. And they can make sure that the snow they are skiing on is safe, and they can make sure by digging a little bit down, and if it is soft and fluffy, it would not be good to ski on and go sledding. Causes disaster. Skiers can ski on snow, and it can set off avalanches because the snow is not strong enough to hold the skier. And then those are my pictures of avalanches.
Wow, that's common in Colorado, right? That happens.
And then that's all.
Good job, Haley. Wow. Okay, great. I got all of my notes. You're gonna let Charlie and Ryder. Now I'm gonna unpin you. Let's remove pin. And I'm gonna pin myself. There we go. Okay. Out of your way. All right, ready to rock? We got a couple more. Let's hear from Ryder and Charlie. Dust storms. You gotta turn it on. Oh, there you go.
Dust storms. Location: Arizona, Sahara Desert, Grand Canyon, deserts, and dry areas. Dust storms remove effects. Dust storms remove organic matter. Dust storms cause soil loss. Ways to prevent a leak. Wear a long robe. Wear a mask that covers your face. causes winds, thunderstorms, and dust with their effects. And then our picture we wrote right here has the road, the car, and the lamppost that fell over. Right here.
Yeah. Do you want me to hold it? How about I did the wrong one. Look at that.
People are dying. Flash floods. Location. The
Elena.
location of flash floods are New York and New Jersey. The causes of flash floods are rain, lightning, and hurricanes. Effects. Effects of the flash floods are that they kill people, ruin crops, floods houses, and picks up cars. Solution. Turn off the gas and electrical application. Stay on high ground. And that's the picture of people in the flood.
Bird and Sunny. What are they? What's your ice? Say that in the microphone.
Ice storm. The locations are north, east, northwest, eastern, and west. Astron is a storm that is like a storm, but it's
Just skip it.
the cause is when warm air rises as cold air sinks, clouds above the warm air create snow.
Okay, skip it. Stop now.
Clean water, food. So you should bring water, food.
Blankets, flashlights, stay inside, don't drive. No, whatever it is. Can you read that? Bring water, food, blankets.
Bring water, food, blankets. Stay inside. Don't drive.
Okay.
Tornadoes. Where do tornadoes happen? Tornadoes happen in the United Kingdom, mostly Tornado Island. What are the effects of tornadoes? Tornadoes can destroy towns and villages. They can also flip over cars and trucks. Some ways to prevent you and your family. Some ways to protect you and your family is to go to low ground. Another way is to get under the seats and cover your head with a pillow or
pressure and low air pressure, but they have to mix. Flash flood. Location: New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, and Texas. Cause when it rains heavy and the water can't soak into the ground, to stay safe, you need to try and get away or go to somewhere high. Effect: buildings will break and people will drown and die. So the picture is on flash flood flooding the city, and there's like lightning, rain, people are saying help, cars flipped over, people inside.
Oh, geez.
Can you get close so they can see?
So yeah, the water's flooding. Yeah, the water's flooding the tower with the car upside down.
That's wrong. Okay, good job, guys. Good job. Very good, bud.
We are the Avalanche, and we are going to tell you how the avalanche is triggers. Avalanche. If someone goes on it, it will make the avalanche start. One of the solutions are to try to predict when it happened and use the snow cannon to affect our roadblock, death, and destruction. It happens in Colorado, Mount Everest, and places like that.
Oh. Thank you. Lyric. There was no lyric on the back. Lyric. Hey guys, you gotta get the camera. There you go.
Thunderstorms. Location.
Almost done, guys.
Thunderstorms happen about anywhere, but it mostly happens in rainforests. Causes. Thunderstorms are caused by vapor evaporating from the ground to the clouds, causing ice crystals, and then energy builds up in the cumulus clouds, and then lightning strikes. Effects. The lightning that happens from thunderstorms can cause fire, and the power can go out for a long time. You can also die from the lightning. Prevention. There are a couple ways to prevent lightning hitting you and your health. First, if you get inside, you will survive. You can also stay away from tall objects if you are lightning around. So, Adrian, clouds, rain clouds, and lightning clouds, and clouds. Hey, so you know.
There you go.
Yeah. Where the location is in Colorado and Texas. Causes is no water in 15 days or more. Using too much water. No rain or snow in a long time. Dead crops, dead animals, no water. Take prevention or take shorter showers, use less water. And the picture in the background is basically the ground cracking, because when the drought happens, it's basically the ground just starts to crack because it's so dry. And yeah.
Put it up in front of that camera. There you go.
Tornado. Hundred. They start from thunderstorms.
Last one, guys.
Mistral and cold dry air. Effect. Damage homes.
To homes. Even I have no idea. Skip it. That's something you can say. Yeah.
Death or even injuries. Be prepared. Go to basement, stay away from windows, get under people or also put blankets or towels under your head. Location. They happen in Tornado Alley inside of Castle, Kansas, Nebraska, and also Oklahoma. And for our patient during tornado, with a car, a tire, a roof, a house, and a piece of glass inside. And then that's all we do in our picture.
So my remote friends, I'm gonna have math start at 2:20 instead. So you're gonna get a little extra time, okay? So I want you to take a break and I'll see you soon.
Yes.